Hey, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel, and my travels have taken me all over the world to meet so many people and celebrities, but this is truly an honor. A buddy of mine, Alan Mosk, and what is your name, rank, and serial number, sir?
Alan Moskin. I was a staff sergeant at the end of the war. 488, no, 88. You got me. Now you're making fun of me. I forgot my number. I used to know it by heart.
Well, it's an amazing story. Now, you're going to turn 93 very soon, correct?
2 weeks. May 30th, baby. 93.
Did you ever think you'd live to see that?
God, no. Nobody. When I was a kid, 60, 70 was so old, Dave. It's hard to believe now that the guys had a veteran friend died at 104 not too long ago. So, knock on wood. There's no wood here, but I'm doing better than most my age. I got a bum left knee, but other than that, the brain is working and the rest of the body's still going pretty good.
Now, Alan drives, he does everything, but his story is so amazing because he liberated one of the Nazi camps where they were holding the Jewish prisoners of war.
Very little resistance. There was one SS guard up on the top was pointing his gun. The interpreter kept telling him in German, drop it, drop it. I don't know what his problem was. Either he was stupid or trying to be a hero. He kept pointing the gun. The captain told me, college boy, you know what you got to do. A couple of rounds off my M1 rifle, baby. Down he went. It's the last mistake he made.
We entered this Gunskirchen, I hope I pronounced it correct, Gunskirchen Lager. That was a subcamp of Mauthausen in Austria, and we weren't prepared for what we saw. There was skeleton-like bodies all over the place. The stench was so powerful you can never forget the smell of the Liberator. I'll tell you, the first thing that hits you, the smell. There were dead bodies all over. Those who were alive were so emaciated it defies description. They looked like zombies. Their arms were like broomsticks, I said. No flesh, cheeks hollowed out. And they were mumbling prayers in dialects we didn't know. They didn't know who we were at first, and then finally the lieutenants saw the Jewish star on some of their tops or uniform, whatever they had. So they must be Jewish. So I remember I said, Ich bin auch ein Jud. I am also a Jew. I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it's in German, I think, for I am also a Jew. When I said that, there was just some smiles for the first time, and embraces and crying, and it's a scene I can never forget. There were dead bodies all over the place, skeleton-like dead bodies, and I was sorry we couldn't get there sooner because some of them were dying even as we got there from malnutrition and disease and typhus and dysentery, and it's something I can't forget. I didn't talk about it for 50 years because I'm sure I had PTSD, but that wasn't known in World War II. So I was locked up that part of my brain. I didn't speak about it, didn't want to speak about it until I moved from Jersey to Rockland County, where I live now, and a lady asked me to speak, and I tried it for the first time, and 50 years after the end of the war, and I've been a busy boy ever since. I've been all over the damn place speaking, pardon my French, but 12 different states. I think they got me close to 100,000 middle school, high school, and college students, and I want them to know that there was a Holocaust. We bear witness because a lot of deniers are out there. And when we're gone, Dave, and my daughters, they don't like me to talk like this, but 5, 10 years, who's going to be around? I'm 93 and I was 18. I was one of the youngest in the division. We're not going to be around. The deniers will really come out. And I tell these young people they got to remember what they heard from me and tell their children and their grandchildren what they heard when these deniers. There was a Holocaust, and they got to make darn sure that it never happens again. Get rid of the hate. I don't like the word hate. I saw hate, the Waffen-SS and the Hitler Youth. I want nobody to. I don't even like my grandchildren say they hate their vegetables. I don't like the word hate.
You've had to live with what you saw for so long. For us as kids growing up, all we saw were black and white movies, and I think most of the time they'd gotten there well after the fact. I mean, how do you live and put that in perspective of what you saw, but yet you saved lives, you liberated? So it's got to be kind of a catch-22. You did such good, but you saw such bad.
Yeah, it is. It's a catch-22, I always said I wish we could have got there sooner, but, it happened. When I attended the Nuremberg war crimes trials and heard what went on with the Nazis, and some of the stories are just too graphic to even remember to think about the experiments the Nazi did on twins and the graphic stuff they did. I never understood where that cruelty, that hate could come from. That one group of people, like the Germans with their background, could allow a maniac like Hitler get in charge and do the damage that he did to millions of people. Not only Jews, mostly Jews, but Catholics and Catholic priests and gays and Jehovah Witnesses and gypsies. They were all slaughtered by the Nazis too.
You talked about, the end when there are no more of you heroes from World War II. Why is it so important for events like this for you to get your message out there when most of these kids don't even know what World War II was or what it was about?
Well, that's why we speak. Anybody that can speak, you got to get out there and talk and tell them the truth about what happened back then. Because I don't want my buddies who lost their lives, I'm just one of the lucky ones. I don't want them to be forgotten, and I don't want any of those poor souls. That's what my lieutenant kept saying. Look at these poor souls. I don't want them to be forgotten. They have to be remembered. And as I said over and over again, you learn from history. You learn, and I hope these kids don't forget what they heard from me, because these deniers, I said, they're out there. They're going to say it didn't happen. And we got hate out there today. Listen, not just the ISIS and Al-Qaeda. We got it, I don't like saying it, but in the United States of America, we have this Ku Klux Klan still going on. And we got these white nationalists and all these other wackos. Heil Hitler, doing that kind of stuff. And, when is that going to stop, this hate? It's up to the young people today who I speak to. They got to get rid of the hate and the prejudice and the bigotry. My generation, we're okay, but we didn't get rid of a lot of that hate that's out there. I plead with these young people, get rid of the hate. You got to change things around, because I always quote John Kennedy. I don't want to get into politics now, but I was an admirer of John Kennedy, and he said, among other things, mankind must put an end to war, or war's going to put an end to mankind. Now, we don't have an M1 rifle war anymore. We got nuclear. We got crazies out there, North Korea, Iran. So I tell these kids they better get rid of that hate and stuff, because, it's scary, and I don't want to scare anybody, but who knows what can happen if you get one of these lunatics do something crazy.
You're a war hero. You're a grandfather. You've lived an amazing life. How did you?
Hero. The heroes are the guys that never. Every guy will tell you, those are the guys down below. I point that my buddies that I think about every time I speak. I want them to be remembered. They died so young and fighting for the country, and I talk back about World War II. Guys were running to the draft board to enlist to fight for the country after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. The kids look at me. They wanted to fight. Yeah. Patriotism was so sky high. I wish I could bring the love of country and patriotism back. The only time I felt it, to be honest with you, was after 9/11. I hate to think that was the thing that caused it, but I felt the patriotism of the whole country was. I wish we could have that love of country back again today, like we had during World War II.
My dad served in World War II. I feel this kinship and bond to you, yeah. And, it's awesome, because it's great to celebrate your life and what you and your fellow countrymen did for this country. How have you survived in 92? What is your secret to life?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm just one of the lucky ones. I would say, I got a bum left knee, bone against bone. But other than that, I don't know. I can't, I wonder, is there a higher power up there? Maybe he had his hand on my shoulder, and if I was 100 meters to the right or the left at any given time, I wouldn't be here. So who knows? Maybe there is somebody that. One guy told me, a rabbi told me, actually, he thinks there is a higher power. And he saved me, so he knew I could talk like I do to the young people and get the message across. So I'm not that spiritual, but maybe there is some truth to that I like to feel. It makes me feel maybe there is some reason why I'm still here and doing what I do. It's a calling with me now, and God willing, I'll keep on doing it for another couple of years.
And I'd say the people probably say, what's the best part of your day? I would think it'd be waking up, right?
Same as you, getting up in the morning,
Yeah.
Dave. And you've had a hell of a life, too, so you know what I'm talking about.
Well, thanks.
Okay.
I love getting together with this man. We don't see each other enough, but I'm so glad you're still here. The stories that you have, the inspiration you have, the kids really need to take heart to what you have, because you are a dinosaur. There's not many ones left around that serve for our country and put us in. So, Alan Moskin, I salute you. Thank you very much for your patriotism and your love and your friendship. Check this guy out. He can be heard. You can have him speak. I'm Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel. I'm going to go listen to a few more war stories.